It was like an explosion. I was really scared. So I thought maybe a truck exploded or there was a house exploding nearby.
I didn't think that water would rise so quickly. I looked at the water as it kept on rising.
March 2023. Major floods and landslides in Southeast Asia and South America forced tens of thousands of people to fight for survival. As of early March 2023, the number of people evacuated due to flooding in Malaysia exceeded 50,000. In the country, since late February, heavy rains caused rivers to overflow their banks and flood villages, roads, and vehicles. Many people were trapped inside or on the roofs of their homes. Unfortunately, several people lost their lives. The state of Johor was hit the hardest, with tens of thousands of residents now relocated to relief centers in schools and public buildings.
I didn't think that water would rise so quickly. I looked at the water as it kept on rising, and then I moved my belongings, like my TV, Xbox, everything I could take.
On March 6, a landslide triggered by torrential rain left about 50 people on the remote island of Syria missing. Floods of mud and debris destroyed homes, roads, and other infrastructure. At least 15 people lost their lives. A day earlier in Brazil, in the northern state of Parana, powerful torrents of water, caused by heavy rains, destroyed about 250 houses and several bridges. Hundreds of residents were forced to leave their homes. What will happen to the climate next? And how can we solve this problem? What processes are going on in the Earth's interior and on other planets? What happened in 1995? Watch a scientific report with the results of many years of research, revealing the truth about climate. Seismic activity in February 2023 continued its upward trend. This month we witnessed earthquakes of magnitude not only above 6, but also greater than 7. This, for example, was not recorded in February last year. A surge of tremors was observed early in the month, and some of them could not be attributed to the usual phenomena.
The whole building shook. It scared the hell out of me. You know, it was real nasty. You loud bang, and then the building started shaking. It was crazy. Honestly, it was real crazy.
Thus, the strongest earthquake in the last 40 years happened on February 6th in New York State, near Buffalo, USA. Its magnitude was 3.8. The tremors were felt from Niagara Falls in the north to Orchard Park in the south. On the magnitude scale, 3.8 is small. But the peculiarity of the Earth's crust in this area is such that the efficiency of seismic wave transport compared to sedimentary areas is higher. So the vibrations were felt much stronger.
It was like an explosion. I was really scared. So I thought maybe a truck exploded or there was a house exploding nearby. It was really threatening.
On the same day, the great natural disasters began to hit TÜRKIYE, demonstrating conclusively the fragility of our calm well-being in the face of cataclysmic events. As of the end of February, the confirmed death toll in TÜRKIYE exceeded 44,000. Together with Syria, there are more than 50,000 lives lost. Earthquakes of magnitude 6 and higher were also registered during the month in Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, New Zealand, Japan, and the Philippines. According to the Chinese Seismological Center, on February 23, a magnitude 7.2 earthquake occurred in Tajikistan on the border with China, and an earthquake of magnitude 5.4 in Indonesia on February 9 showed that shocks of lesser magnitude can also be deadly. It took the lives of 4 people. So far, most of the potentially dangerous seismic events occur far away from populated areas, often in the ocean. But what will happen if many parts of the planet are shaken in a short period of time? Can the affected countries and the world community as a whole cope with the burden of consequences? What state will be able to help its neighbors when it lies in ruins? Let's look at the facts presented at the forum Global Crisis: Our Survival is in Unity.
Our economists from various countries have calculated how this progression of cataclysms will affect the world economy. You see the graph of that progression here. The dynamics are obvious. It suggests that the collapse of the global economic system will happen as early as 2030. Already in 2030, the world's GDP will not be able to cover all the losses from the climate. In fact, the entire business worldwide has no more than 6 to 7 years left, and from here on, the processes will worsen even more critically.
Volcanic activity is inextricably linked to seismic activity. More than 40 volcanoes were active in February. Among them, Sakurajima in Japan, Ebeko in the Kuril Islands and Kilauea in Hawaii, Karangetang and Merapi in Indonesia, Popocatepetl in Mexico, Villarrica in Chile and Cotopaxi in Ecuador. But seismic instruments have also recorded disturbances on seemingly serene dormant volcanoes. 2 such sites are located in the northwestern United States. The Alaska Volcano Observatory, AVO, upgraded Trident and Aniakchak volcanoes in February due to an increase in earthquakes beneath them. Dozens of tremors of magnitude up to 3.7 occur daily at depths of less than 9 kilometers, increasing the likelihood of an eruption. However, no one can give accurate predictions of eruptions, as well as earthquakes. And the issue of saving the victims remains paramount. The reality is that humanity is divided into 2 unequal parts. One, an extremely small one, has usurped the latest technologies for saving people and offers to buy them at a fabulous price for its own enrichment. The other surpasses the first by billions of times, but takes this state of affairs for granted and remains cowardly silent. And everyone who died was someone's neighbor, friend, or relative. Someone's, not ours. But do we want to face a natural catastrophe personally? To experience the terrible pain of losing loved ones? Or to add to the sad statistics ourselves? All lives lost are the responsibility of every human being. It was we who created a society in which, in the 21st century, earthquake survivors are searched for with dogs and dismantled ruined buildings by hand. Diplomatic, political conventions, lack of joint logistics, complicated rules have led us to the fact that today there is no effective interaction between emergency services in the world. These facts are a huge reason to think about the kind of society we live in. A reason to take action now and create a different world in which human life will be the highest value.
There are already efficient technologies that have been developed to save people in emergency situations. For example, a rescue drone that can be used regardless of weather conditions. Thanks to a multitude of sensors, it finds survivors very quickly. A vehicle with an autopilot can detect debris underwater during flooding, help people get out of the water, and it can deliver supplies. A snake robot and a crawler robot can detect gas leaks, and owing to built-in microphones and speakers, it can help communicate with survivors in hard-to-reach places. Developed together with NASA, Finder technology can detect breathing and heartbeat in 1 minute, even through 9 meters of concrete, and it can help find up to 5 people at once. The multi-purpose complex Voskhod is a unique development, which has no equivalent in the sphere of emergency management, as it is capable of calculating the required number of rescuers and equipment, determining the required amount of funding for a rescue operation, victim support, and recovery work. But such technologies do not allow stealing from the budget and profiting from human misery. That is why they are not available to us in the consumerist format.